If you want to know how to write a video script and learn about the 3 elements of successful YouTube videos, then keep it locked right here. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 3 elements that are key in any YouTube video outline or script. The 3 things that if you implement them into your YouTube videos, they will stand a much better chance of success. So let's get into the content right away. So what are the 3 key elements of a YouTube script? There's an intro, which should be really hooky. And actually, I'm going to create another video all about hooks. So definitely keep looking after this video and we go into deep dive into how to create really hooky intros that will attract the attention of your viewers. The intro and the hook, basically, it's why should viewers invest their time with you? How are you going to attract their attention and retain their attention for the critical 30 seconds, the first 30 seconds of your video? Then obviously you want to lead with value. You don't want to start asking people to, like, comment and subscribe straight away. You want to be leading with the value, the actual content, actionable content that viewers can apply to their daily lives. You want in some way the content to improve your viewers' lives in some way. Now, that could be by answering a question. It could be by showing them how to use a product, all of those things. But what it needs to be is absolutely valuable content that is actionable. That's what the best kind of content is in terms of videos. And that will certainly get people and keep people more engaged for a longer period of time, which is obviously great from a YouTube channel point of view. Then we get to what's called CTAs. Now, if you don't know what CTA is, it's called a call to action and the outro section of the script. Calls to action are when you're asking your viewers to do something, i.e., please like, share, and subscribe. That's a CTA. Or it could be, please go and download this cheat sheet. That's a CTA. Basically, the CTAs are something that you would like your viewers to do after having watched your video. So you need to understand what the purpose almost of the video is, what do you want the outcome from your point of view to be, and that will then determine what kind of CTAs you will put in place, and also probably when in the video you'll put those CTAs in. So that's a really key part of a video and something that you definitely need to put in. Otherwise, frankly, kind of the videos are just going to be there and they're not going to be that effective from your point of view. They could be super valuable for the viewers, which is a great thing, obviously. But at the same time, we need some kind of benefit as well as business owners and entrepreneurs and video creators. So the introduction, no long intro graphics. Try not to get too, swept up in creating graphical sequences because you don't have that long to engage viewers. They want to know, what are they going to get out of it straight away? So again, don't start waffling on about a backstory, your backstory, why they should watch you and all the rest of it, because at that point, the viewers don't really care about that. What they want to know is, what are they going to learn? So tell the audience straight away why they should stick around in that video. What are they going to gain from it? What are you going to talk about? Also, you can call out your audience. So for example, for a video like this, a lot of the time will be saying, if you're an entrepreneur, business owner, or marketer, to me, I'm speaking to those people. If you're not anyone, you're not a marketer or you're not an entrepreneur, then chances are probably you're not going to find the content that interesting. So it's fine to flag up who you're targeting as in terms of an audience. And then it's fine if those people drift off, because actually you've not wasted any of their time. And actually in the long run, they'll thank you for it. And you know what? When they do become an entrepreneur, maybe they'll come back and visit you and want to engage with some of your content. Like I said just now, deliver the value first. We need to earn as video creators the viewer's attention. They don't owe us anything. And like I said, you've got 7 seconds to grab a viewer's attention, and always approach it from a with them perspective. And if you've not heard the expression with them, what's in it for me? You need to always have your audience front and center in terms of your content, who you're talking to. If it's not going to be interesting to your audience, don't put it in, because they won't want to watch something that's not pertinent to the question they've asked or the problem that they want solving. Attention. It's a huge thing. Obviously, we are competing all the time for attention, our viewers' attention. Now, typically, you might think, I'm a YouTube creator, I'll be competing against other channels. Well, yes, you will, but also you're also in competition with social media, Netflix, and frankly, anything else that a viewer could be doing rather than watching your video. So that's why you need to really zero in on providing super value for your clients. And I don't mean value in a monetary sense. I mean value as in content sense. It's got to be worth their while investing their time with you. So don't ever take your audience for granted. Like I just said, make sure that anything you do in terms of video is worthy of their attention. Rather, they don't owe us anything. The audiences, don't owe us their attention. We need to earn it. So keep things rich in terms of content, and also really punchy. Keep the pace up, flow from one thing to the next, and make sure there's no filler or fluff in it. Concentrate in terms of structuring your video as well. The temptation sometimes is to try and answer 2 or 3 questions in one video. Try and avoid the temptation, if you can, to do that. Video, it works much better. I'm talking obviously now about YouTube videos. It's much better if you answer one specific question, or you help resolve one specific pain point, just because obviously there will be a certain section of the audience who will have want that question answered or share that pain point. If you then go on to ask 2 or 3 supplemental questions, the chances of that one person wanting to also know those other things is extremely unlikely. So keep things simple. Keep it, resolve 1 or 2 pain points per video. That also will help when it comes to the SEO side of things, when it comes to tagging your videos and things like that, because YouTube likes videos that answer specific questions. If you answer specific questions within your video, you'll also benefit from lots of SEO goodness from Google as well. The other thing to mention on this slide is the YouTube running time. The optimum running time is around 7.5 minutes. That is not an absolute rule, but it gives you a guide in terms of the length of time. There are obviously exceptions to that rule. Calls to action, we've talked about those before. It's when you're asking someone, your viewer, to do something like share, like, or subscribe, download a cheat sheet or whatever. So again, I'll reiterate, don't go straight in having not, you've just done an intro to your video. Don't then ask someone to subscribe, because frankly, you've not told them anything. All you've said is hello and maybe the title, but you've not actually given them anything. And I think it's a really good modus operandi to give first, demonstrate that you know what you're talking about, demonstrate that value that you can offer them, and then maybe kind of halfway in, or maybe even a quarter way in, you can then say, listen, if you're liking this content, then please do hit the like button. And incidentally, if you are getting value from this, which I hope you are, please do smash that like button. And also, if you fancy more of this kind of content and you think this is really helpful stuff, then I would really encourage you to subscribe to our channel. Would love to have you in our community. So yeah, always lead with value. It's about give and then get, in that order. You're also the calls to action. There are multitude different versions of calls to action. They don't all need to be in every single video. You don't want to overload the video with calls to action. Also experiment as well with moving the calls to action within your content itself, and depending on what your topics are and also the niche that you're in, that might slightly dictate, look at what other people are doing and be inspired by that as well. But the thing to do is not to always necessarily leave your calls to action right to the end of the video, because actually, that will be when your audience retention is at its least. So ideally, you want to have a call to action nearer the beginning of your video, so that you've got the maximum amount of people who are still engaged with your video hearing that particular call to action. That doesn't mean, like I say, shoving the call to action as soon as you've sort of said hello in the video, because again, you haven't delivered any value, and that actually the fact that you go in straight into a call to action, what you'll probably find in the analytics is that people will just drop off at that point because they're realizing, listen, I didn't come here to be asked to subscribe when you've not told me anything new or any kind of valuable information that I was asked after. Calls to action need to bear in mind, the what's in it for me side of things. So don't just say, like, subscribe, do this, do that, do the other. Illustrate or tell the audience what is in it for them. If you do like and subscribe, for example, these videos, it's an indication to me that you're enjoying and you're liking, and this content is valuable to you, therefore I will create more of it. It's a feedback loop, and that is why liking and subscribing and all of those good things is really valuable from a content creator point of view. So yeah, just illustrate what it is and why the audience should carry out your calls to action. Like I said before, don't overload your video with calls to action, and try and have 1 or 2 maximum per video, in the sense that you can repeat calls to action, obviously not endlessly, but what I'm saying is don't have 5 different calls to action, because that will just confuse people. You're going to be obviously creating numbers of videos. So just alter, maybe these 2 or 3 videos can be ones where you're wanting to get the subscriber numbers of your channel up, for example. Another set of videos might be much more about trying to drive people to a lead magnet to download a cheat sheet or whatever. So you get what I mean. Don't try and put all of your CTAs in all of your videos. Just pick and choose and decide on 1 or 2 CTAs per video, and then you can repeat them a couple of times during the video itself. Then we come to the outro bit. You really want to keep people, watching your video right into the end. What you don't want to be doing is giving people signals that the video is just about to end, because they will just go off and they will disappear. So things like long outro sequences, big old speeches about, well, I want to thank my mum, my nan, my hamster, it's been great, thanks for being here, all of that stuff. Don't bother with that, because people will just disappear off. Again, you're not really giving them any value at that point. So, the reason you want to keep people hanging around watching your stuff is because obviously you're continually delivering value to them. Now, what you get in terms of from YouTube is obviously they are interested in engagement. And if you're producing videos that are keeping people on tenterhooks and staying around right into the end of the video, then they are going to push your videos more than other videos with massively long outros, things like that. Now, one of the things you can do is you can tee up the subject matter for the next video. This is why, for example, batch producing stuff, videos wise, is a good thing, because you'll know what the next video you're going to produce is, and therefore you can refer to it in the video you're creating at that point. So in that way, you can then also almost do like a mini teaser for the next video, because what you want as a channel owner and as someone creating videos for YouTube is that you want people to click on the following video. You want them to watch not just one of your videos. You want people to watch multiple videos and keep them consuming as much content as they possibly can, given at the time that they've got. So, like I say, don't flag the fact that things are just about to finish. And also, like I say, going back to the whole calls to action thing, make sure when you're sort of on the outro side of things, make sure you're crystal clear about your calls to action. The other thing to do in terms of a YouTube optimization thing, and this you do kind of when you're uploading the video to YouTube, is make sure you're helping your retention in terms of from video to video by using end cards, and make sure you're putting end cards, which are the little kind of square video sort of coming up next things that you see at the end of a video. That will also encourage people to stick around on your channel and watch other content that you've produced. Listen, I really hope you have got lots of value from this. We've got a free YouTube resource, obviously, which is the bit.ly link there, business-growth- with video. If you'd like to download a business video guide, go to that URL, businessvideoguide.com, and ping us your email details, and we will be really chuffed to rush you a copy of the 20-page PDF. That would be fantastic. I'd hope you'd find that super useful. Coming up next, what are hooks? As I said earlier, we're going to dive into the world of hooks, why they're important, and how you can create them to keep people from scrolling past your videos. How do you attract their attention and get them watching your videos and consuming your content? That's all coming up right after this. So definitely click on the screen in a second. Listen, thanks so much for watching this video. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.